muno mutegeri wa Meru TV mbitikire nko watewe nikirito cha Meru TV muthenya ntukuya njuma tariki 8 cia mweri wa 5 mwaka no yoturiyo ngirire 26 wambita muthoni wa KIRIAMANA tuthiatire kimitandao yetu ya ukinyaniria Facebook na kinya YouTube Meru TV Kenya kenda gwitana mbere anakuwata ndetwi na ingi kathomba obura chotondoka Meru omeya Meru na kinya thiguru ne yetu yonthe ya Kenya arimi kumantere gently mitiki biricherere rigishio mbunge akiabure ne bamukirete ritani ya utheri ya urimi kumakira atalamu ba urimi na barombi kumba kwithira baitumira fertilizer itina ndawa kana itina chemicals kenda utira miunda yo ite kumba kwithira ikithuka ngontu bura butumite ari mbaba kawa nende abura bethirite baitumira fertilizer china kana mboleo china chemicals butumite miunda yo ekathuka na kinyabo bongo bakethira bakiwatwa ne mirimo riboti ya mwandiki wetu wa NTETO mwende olaibuni.
Aremi kuma nteresi antirimiti kibire chabore ni bamukirete maurutani kuma kiri atalamu boremi na nikenda bamenyo tumira mboleo itena chemicals araba kiari arimi baba kuwa mboleo ire na chemicals ni batemete ntame bonene wamona kuthukia mithetu na kureta mirimo kathumba
tukuita kuona uria fertilizer yigwitwa soil organic soil fertilizer uria kuthithia na tweja twaritanwa bwega na twachoka tweta mundene tuona one thing ndimo turi wara ikwachi bibi kuritanairwa mantu jara ya kuritanairwa na ikwachi ndategera byakwa ni biregirwe riwa lakini bibi biteregwa riwa na ndatega na arua kona ikwachi biu byakora bikenja wabire birengirini na gintu kira ndagwirirwa ni baratukare abo tukaina ntu abaingi muno neiba kwijite kenda bateve kaba menyaura fertilizer ye na mwanya no engi nonto batwikire gituthukitie ndene Meru imirimo ya kansa kuringana na chemical fertilizer ira tukumba utumira
kando na kansa ikutha kuni into ya allergy kwe barabati tumara fertilizer ja icha chemical into bo allergy lakini itena thina yani ogwata njari te kuthithina na ndio tiombo go affect kinya nyuru kana mbi onto itena chemical na ndini utethire mantu aja muno
kuringana na uria botwereswa thina twinayo tuturigia twikibiricia inyunda kutho ina acid ugita kuthithia buri okerwa amba muthetu yambe yuthimwe tukathimirwa acid mbere itukutura tukira wa Meru ni atongeretie na kansa kumania ndawa iria tukure into bira tukuria na iji chonde riume ni fertilizer iji lakini bo turetera solution kansa muthetu yokabua na mwiri waku yokabua
ntora wethena ya kinya ase ya aranje na ogere matinto twaku kinya tokuria watumira fertilizer je utemerimo egweja mere nenu kinya merimo eje tweneo ya pressure na sukare
ukuluki bakiari atalambane bagutariria maweya yotumira mboleo ite na chemicals bakiuria aremi yotumira mboleo ite na chemicals nikenda ukiria maketha yo amona kuthiria mathina ya mirimo
naruo katukuriongete rutere rwa ntirimiti kuriongera arimi baria bandite igwachi itukuria arimi baria muno miunda yao tontu tukateka miunda yetu ni ejire kuthuka tontu bwa gutumira chemical fertilizers ugethera munda jujuri acid na ndio organic fertilizer ni kumba kunoria muthetu jwaku ni kumba kuretain roje muthetune na ginya ni kumba kemera kira wanda gikethero kina mirie mingi miraja na mimatu ikenda kumba kujukia into biria bionde kimera kiu gikwenda igaitia nayo ugategera gwi fertilizer utumba kuruma una njara ukaruma na rurimi gikenda umeria utumba tontu bwa mantu jara jethairwo je fertilizer neu ende ingi oro te kumba kuria iria ina chemical ou no ukimera kira kirijukagia na chemical uwe wengo karia ugethera arimi kana muntu ni agwatirwo i acid no ugethera bangi especially rutere rwetu rwa Meru itukuigwa media ni muno baba ingi bakugwatwa ni acid kana cancers niyo ingi te rutere rwa Meru tukageria ku avoid mirimo eu ikurekana na into kuria into bina chemical tukaji aremi batumire organic fertilizer
kira gituma gitwa organic fertilizer ikuga fertilizer wete na chemical kinyanini na ni tuthetherete muno kiri aremi sana nonto nyumba kwethire kirita sendirere mithetune na nyumba kinya kuriteni roche kwa kinya rira kimera bingi biomero gwatwekana ndi bitena imera biu bionde biomeri na ibikoma nonto bwa kwaga ngai wekirete organic fertilizer yezi nyumba kugwatira roje egitare raja kwa etyomba kuigwa rioa
kiripotera Meru TV kuma bore mbeta wa mwende walaiboni
Kuringana na Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi kwa miaka ina mikuru kuma mwakeni ya 2022 wa Kenya ankurukia mana mwanje ya 50 ne ibethirite bakiono kuma nthiguru ne chiome barabetite muno betite kurita ngwina bakethira bakigwatura nthiguru ne ira be na meya kunende na rombete ya Kenya akinya ndira baita nthiguru ne chiome bethire bagita bimenyerete ningi nontu batikethire bagita kugwatirwa nthiguru ne ira na nkuruki bamwe baraba kugwatwa na bagachi antubo bakubadhiatira.
Africa as a continent is about 30.4 million square kilometers. So Russia is more than half the size of Africa. Okay. So it's important that this is taken into context, because sometimes when we talk about the interventions and what have you, it's important for people to realize that Russia is literally a continent. It's not just a next door event. And therefore, our embassy in Moscow, which is led by Mathuki and his team, and there are only 6, by the way, the ambassador plus 5. The others are local staff, the drivers and so forth, and usually those are local staff. But the mission itself has only 1 ambassador plus 5. And you're talking of literally a continent. Okay? So when people talk about why not go to the front line, it's important to appreciate that the war is taking place almost 1,000 kilometers away from Moscow. So it is not next door. And then it's important for people to appreciate that it is a war zone. Drones are firing missiles and so forth. So you cannot expect Ambassador Mathuki or anybody else to go to the war zone. So the only way to help our Kenyans is to negotiate with the military and government authorities in that area, because they are the ones that have access to the military zone. And this is a reality, it is not fiction. So sometimes when it's talked about in the media, the impression given is that Ambassador Mathuki and their people should have just gone to the war front line and pluck these people from a military zone and bring them home. It's not that easy. It's a very, very difficult situation. I thought this needs to be contextualized so that as we talk about the crisis we are going through, people can appreciate the challenges. And this calls for a lot of patience, calls for a lot of diplomatic engagements to be able to assist the Kenyans. We also discovered that there are so many other countries from the continent and beyond whose citizens have been trapped into this situation. So it is not unique to Kenya. India has faced a crisis. So many countries on the continent have faced a crisis, including South Africa. And the only way to be able to rescue their citizens is through diplomatic engagement. That is how it has been.
Iboya muno mutegeri wa Meru TV no tubogeta mbere no tuthiatira kiri ndeto cietu cia Meru TV aritwa arimu na kinyaritwa bachukuru ya Kamachugu ni bachiumirite gukungwira umo warito bachukuru ukumenyekana ya Pamela Kambura urachindite kiri machindano ya kinthiguru ya javelin na kinya discuss mambrene yaranende ya wikinyitie ni wimanire bwathara kanithi Susan Ngugi Mwindu na arakiari na uriti achiari akuyika yeo byambe umbithi aranende Pamela na irigirite gwita nthiguru ya Tanzania akiendete na mbere na gukiria bendera ya Kenya kiri machindano ya East Africa. Riboti ya mwandiki wetu wa NTETO Ndagara Waiguna.
Aciari arimo gwamana arito bacukuru ya primary ya Kamagajorere gwandini gatunga bawatanirite na mujumbe mwekoro ga kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi Susan Ngoge Mwindu batinda gukungwira Pamela Kambura nyuma ya gutsinda Kemisha the Nationals kugera jiga gwamana gwikia tumo na urakwirigirwo kuthi Tanzania mweri tukugwata kimacindano ma East Africa ara Susan akiarekere Nyamburi no rombete atongoria gutigiri bagutethera gukura biago bia mbiobithi no ntontugoni bia bikobaguna
kinyamwe kugitagwa talent kegwe kuwanenkerwe tigona ibwa tukurera kubikuria baraba ye wini nambi wa muntu tongina geta wakamano athiete Mombasa rutha kiatho kia wini bwa nyimbo cheke Meru kirinde kiki aragubugethira ngire mbugare ke churi na makunia no to bakuthi kwina Mombasa kila nyimbo cheke Tharaka cheke Meru kia ukitheri
aga kiromba ciari gutigiri bakugwata mbaru na bao Kemishetho na kinya kiuria thirikari ya kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi gutigiri bakurutha guntu kwega kura michetho no kethiro kiruthagirwa
tugutugaterere tuguturi atongoria taranta ira tukuonana betu bena cio tucikurieni taranta ino rukuonana kinya mwana gikwira aumira mundani ugoro akwira kangingaringe mubira ne kurigiria kinya siria meji amakuthi kunywa nchobi erigeria siria meji amagukara akiririkia kithuganagia ukathi kubugo bangini
amwe na kwithora Pamela na rutheta bwaga na gukireria tara cukuru ene Kamagaju na bangi bara bathomagira cukuru eno bamwe baritwa bari bakuma PP1 kuthi monka ngiredi thiri bagukorokera thina cia kwaga irasi nonto barithomerera chini biantaga na kinya kwaga wero nonto bawagibwa stima
kupata masomo bila darasa elimu gani
arito bangirendi nyenya na kinya gukinya ngirendi kenda mathina mao matengeta barito babu banini nonto bari na irasi bia kuthomera ende kinya bo bakiaga wero bwa stima
bagire bo bagerekania kinya na rwembo ni bibi Susan chukuru kithomo kio bigitari mabuku kithomo kio bigitari kirachi kithomo kio bigitari stima kithomo barombiri ntwa na rwe
tari tugakibara na mathina cukuru na mana gutwika arimo bacukuru no Kamagaju berutanagie kuthomithia staff room ya wetia kitobora kubateri agambe twagetwa kiria kari gutigiri bakuthura tongoria bara bakabatetheria gikinye thurano bia mwaka wa 2027 kuma Kamagaju wande gatunga gichigo munga kia Tharaka nkiripotera Meru TV rieto kambita ndegera waiguna
Ibeya muno mwandiki betu wa NTETO ndagara wa iguna no tubariboti na njira ikinyanilite CS Godfrey Roko na chumirite na komeneria nene ura wari munini wa rais Rigathi Gachagua akibanete na mbere na kumba kwithira kiringa siasa cha mpathu na kinya siasa acha irumika iteno kauro kona reti ya Kenya akumba kwithira bagichumire na kuyuki bande byo obichine chia thirikari ni kwithira kwini bande bibingi biro bichine ina bitina ene riboti ya mwandiki betu wa NTETO Jeff wagituma
I want to call upon all Kenyans who have registered or who have acquired their IDs. Please come and pick your ID. We have more than 4,000 IDs which have not been collected at this Huduma Center. And it's not only this Huduma Center, but in all Huduma Centers in the Republic of Kenya, we have many IDs which have not been collected. Wherever you are, whether in Nyanza, in Mombasa, in Moyale, in Meru, wherever you are, and you have registered for an ID, please go back to where you registered your ID and pick your ID. And after you pick your ID, ensure you have registered as a voter of the Republic of Kenya. At this juncture, let me, because I heard one of the politicians saying that he's going to organize his goons to go and storm Huduma centers because he's claiming that government is not releasing IDs. He's just sick mentally. The fellow who is saying that he's going to organize goons to go and storm Huduma centers, that IDs are not released. We have many IDs in different Huduma centers. Let Kenyans go and collect IDs. Once Huduma centers take the details of whoever want to get an ID, there is a back office at the National Registration Bureau, which processes the IDs certification card. So you have no basis to storming Huduma centers. And of course, if you think you can storm Huduma centers, you can also try. It's the day you know that the government of Kenya is ready and willing to deal with you perpendicularly, horizontally, and cacophoniously. So let's not just make remarks for the sake of making remarks, and some of those remarks will not make you the president. And in any case, you are impeached. There is no office you can hold. Even now that you are saying you'll be running for presidency, which presidency? Who can run for an office once you are impeached? Once impeached, no office. Even in Wamonyoro village, you can't be chairman of cattle dip, leave alone the president of the Republic of Kenya. So you can continue making noise wherever you are making noise, but it's noise which we can say, I don't know whether it's the right thing to say, but English people say, is donkey's fat. So
Iveka sana mutegeri wa Meru TV no tubakuona kanya ka tuthiatira kirindeto cha Meru TV muthenya ya ntuku ya Jumaa tariki 8 cha mweri wa 5 mwaka no yoturu ya 2026 wambita muthoni wa KIRIAMANA barabo ndo bomba kwithira baitira ndeto cha Meru TV muthenya chikomba kwithira chikinyanira mbitikiria mbocho kirinkatho cha mwanya sana andiki beto bandeto aringi mbicha na kinyaire kere no ndubutira Meru TV muthenya ikwithira gikinyanira nimbe wambita muthoni wa KIRIAMANA wita na mbere na kwithiatira mibango kathomba no tuyirio mubango jatetemesha yukomba kuthira bikuira ndeni yandeka itikuraya.